As has been conveyed, Article 123 specifies that there must be circumstances existing to render the President of India to take immediate action in this matter. This necessity of circumstances existing has not been explained in the statement and objects and reasons.
Not come.
This necessity, that there is an urgency, has not been explained in the statement and objects and reason, except to the extent of saying that such circumstances exist. It was the duty of the legislation to specify as to what are the circumstances which led the government to issue ordinance. Secondly, if it is the anomaly which is the reason for curing anomaly, ordinance route is not the best reason. Anomaly, there is no urgency. If it is an anomaly, then you can debate, legislate and discuss what is the anomaly. And therefore, that can't be the reason for the purpose of this thing. Sir, we have, since independence, issued a number of ordinances. I will only mention 4 or 5. Whenever public interest demanded that necessary to pass ordinances, we have come out. And one of the famous ordinances in the interest of public, whole India was burning. At that time, we passed the Criminal Law Amendment Ordinance, the Food Security Ordinance, readjustment of scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, uske liye ordinance twice, Essential Commodities Act, Food Safety Standards, to name a few. So whenever public cause required, we issued ordinances. A number of bills are pending. The ruling party now must be furious about those bills which will come up of its desire, like land acquisition, so the Citizen Charter Bill, Food Security Bill, Judicial Appointment Bill, and Judicial Conduct Bill, etc., etc. So number of legislation, not less than 60 to 70 important legislation are going to come. Please respect those legislation. Number 2, why this ordinance is coming? We have got some doubt, because you are guided by a particular philosophy of a particular organization which does not believe in democracy. If that organization has got blessing in your success, and if you are guided by that philosophy, then your thing is justified, because that organization does not want you to grow democratically. Why? I'll give one specific example. You might not have perhaps thought about it. How the Prime Minister of this country was elected by public, no doubt about it. How his candidature was selected, how he was made a candidature, total violation of the Constitution, because Constitution says only if elected members, when they get elected, they assemble, they choose a leader, and he is called by the President of India to form the government. This procedure was never adopted, and therefore your very framework of forming a government right from the candidature of your Prime Minister candidate was faulty, unconstitutional, and therefore you are going by these steps. Now I am asking the honorable ministers here, be frank, have you got freedom to appoint even your staff? In each your ministry there is one person, one officer who is directly appointed by higher-ups. And from what organization you are aware? Have you got freedom to say no to that man? And this is what is happening in your every ministry. And you are helpless in all these things. People also say, considering your philosophy and considering your conduct, people also say that perhaps, and it is shocking, that perhaps this may be the last election in the country. Why people are saying this? Why this feeling has developed among the people to say that this is perhaps the last election? It's because again, the attitude of your government, attitude of those hate the government, that has led people to believe that this is what is. What was the criteria to appoint the man we are discussing? Perhaps the only criteria was his anti-government role, which he played. And perhaps the present ruling dispensation thinks that this is the man who taught Congress party a lesson. Perhaps this is the criteria which you got inside in your mind, and that's why he became the best candidate to be chosen as private secretary. Otherwise, there appears to be no other reason. Secondly, are you going, as things go, are you going by an ordinance route to abrogate Article 370 of the Constitution? If the philosophy that you have started right in the beginning, your question Article 370, it appears that you are going again perhaps by ordinance route to abrogate Article 370 of the Constitution. And lastly, I would like to question in all frankness. I would like to ask you whether is it true that the organization I am referring to, of which you are blessed in the appointment of the ministers, in deciding your philosophy, etc., whether the same organization's mouthpiece has called this man as CIA agent some time back. It's on record. An article was written by the mouthpiece of your organization. Don't make surprises. You are fully aware of that. Don't think. You are fully aware of which is the organization I am referring to, and what is the mouthpiece which wrote an article calling this man as CIA agent. And therefore, perhaps, because he is closer to that organization, that this is the best man in your circumstances. Therefore, what I am saying again, I am also surprised that many of my colleagues from the other party, maybe they are not aware of certain things. They are not aware of the philosophy you are doing. But we hope sense comes to your leadership and you lead your country to a proper channel, not leading to whatever I have said just now.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, Sri Pyari Mohan Mahapatra.
Thank you, sir. I rise to give conditional support to this legislation. Conditional support because there is a bit of mental confusion in the ruling party about what they intend to do. When the Honorable Minister got up to move the bill for consideration and passing, he mentioned, among other things, that Supreme Court judges and Election Commission members and Chief Election Commissioner are not exempted from taking up employment under the government. If anything, Honorable Minister, please listen to me. If anything, Honorable Minister, please.
No, I told
Chairman
you.
Sahib,
I told him.
Chairman sir, would you
told him.
please direct the Honorable Minister to listen? Please listen to me. If anything, Supreme Court judges and Chief Election Commission and members of Election Commission to be debarred, instead of your commending that, to allow this legislation to pass. It's not a proper example. At the same time, I must say that a Prime Minister who has been elected like as if in a presidential election, because BJP has not been elected. I am sorry to say NDA has not been elected. BJP has not been elected to power. It is Sri Narendra Modi who has been elected to power. And therefore, he has a right to pick up the best possible person according to his, not according to what my friend Manishankar Iyer may think, not according to what a few other members may think. If he finds the present incumbent as the best material for the his principal secretary, he has a right to have him and have him in the first day and first hour of his prime ministership. Why should he wait? How can a prime minister wait for days together to pick up someone? Somebody else will act temporarily. Then after 7 days, even if 7 days are a long time in the functioning of a prime minister, particularly when he is taking it up for the first time. There have been prime ministers and prime ministers. If somebody goes for a second term, he repeats TK and Iyer, or he picks up a Pulok Chatterjee. Now, we are not here to comment on whether a particular officer has covered himself with glory or not. It was possible on the very first day that the Prime Minister picked up the present incumbent. For my friend Sri Manishankar Iyer or any one of them who talked ill of him on the floor of this house, to have referred the matter. Yes, Mr. Prime Minister, you have picked up a wrong man. Why today? Today, even if he picked up a wrong man as per my judgment, no, it's as per Sri Narendra Modi's judgment, whatever was right for him, he picked up, and we have to honor that. But after having said this, I must go along with one thing. If you replace the ordinance with a bill, the bill was defective, a 1997 bill, which said you can't have government, central or state appointments, but you can have after 1 year the employment in a commercial organization or a company. Why a company? Corporates are influencing government after government. The biggest corporate has in its roles too many of the previous officers of the petroleum ministry. Why? To influence, because they have helped. If you have this clause in any of the legislations and allow, it should be the other way around. Allow for central and state employment if there is some merit in an officer. If he has retired, if you want him, his services should be available first to the governments, not to the corporate sector. Why should a corporate sector, your biggest corporate, is having lot of these retired officers and all of them from petroleum ministry? I would urge upon Honorable Minister to please consider this
Please conclude.
and amend this clause. Have provision for
Please
employment
conclude.
under central or state government
Please conclude.
with previous approval. Have no previous approval or post facto approval for
Mahapatra
any
ji, conclude.
employment under commercial
Mahapatra ji, please
establishment.
conclude.
Don't hand over the bureaucrats to the corporate.
Mahapatra ji,
Thank you very much.
Sri S.S. Dinsa जी है हाँ
थैंक यू सर। डिप्टी चेयरमैन सर, मैं ये समझता हूँ कि जो ये आज अमेंडमेंट आई है तराई के लिए, इसके लिए किसी को ऐसा तो इतराज़ नहीं है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर को हक नहीं कि वो अपना प्रिंसिपल किसको बनाते हैं, लेकिन टेक्निकल पॉइंट्स पे कुछ दोस्तों ने इस पे इतराज़ किया है। लेकिन अगर हम ये चाहते हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री गुड गवर्नेंस दे, तो एक छोटी सी बात, छोटी सी एक अमेंडमेंट को इतने ज़ोर से अपोज करना, मैं समझता इसको तो पहले ही पास कर देना चाहिए था। इसमें कोई बहुत इतराज़ वाली बात नहीं थी। दूसरी बात, जो कुछ मेंबर्स ने उनकी पर्सनैलिटी के लिए कुछ उसके हक में भी बोला, कुछ ने खिलाफ भी बोला, लेकिन क्योंकि मैं अपना तजर्बा बताना चाहता हूँ था उसको, क्योंकि जब मैं एनडीए गवर्नमेंट में था तो मेरे पास केमिकल फर्टिलाइज़र मिनिस्ट्री थी, तो ये मेरे काफ़ी लंबा समय मेरे सेक्रेटरी रहे हैं। लेकिन मैं दावे के साथ कहता हूँ, जैसे यादव साहब ने कहा है कि बहुत कॉम्पिटेंट ऑफिसर हैं, ऑनेस्ट ऑफिसर हैं, इस पर मेरा ख्याल नहीं किसी को ऐसा, मेरे पास जितनी देर रहे हैं तो एक भी ऐसी वक्त नहीं मिला जब मैं उसकी कॉम्पिटेंसी और उनकी ईमानदारी पे कभी शक कर सकता हूँ। तो मैं समझता हूँ एक ऐसा अच्छा अफसर उन्होंने अपनी मर्जी का लिया है, तो इसको तो बहुत जल्दी और सर्वसम्मति से पास कर देना चाहिए। लेकिन क्योंकि हक है अपोजिशन को बात करने का, इन्होंने की है, लेकिन मैं अपनी तरफ से, श्रोमणी अकाली दल की तरफ से इस बिल की पूरी सपोर्ट करता हूँ। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you very much. Now, Sri Kalpa, yes, take only 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes.
Maiden speech.
No, then you don't. No,
Deputy
no.
Chairman, sir.
You can, 2 minutes you can put a, just.
Sir, I am straightway going to support the bill moved by the Honorable Minister, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Amendment Bill 2014. The Minister has made it very clear that it is not intended to give employment to one person. He has made it clear from the beginning to bring a parity in all the bills, all such regulatory bills enacted by this House. He has brought this amendment. Regarding the ordinance, this is everybody, all of you know, this is available, this legislative power of the President in absence of the sessions of the Parliament. It has been on the advice of the Cabinet. When the Cabinet felt it urgency for bringing such an ordinance, this ordinance has been promulgated. There is no irregularity, and in the past several such ordinances have been promulgated by this House in some houses of the legislatures. Sir, this is admitting that. It is a fact, soon after the promulgation of the ordinance, the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister who was holding the post of Chairman TRAI has been appointed. It is a fact. We have now discussed, many of the members, honorable members have spoken very high of that officer who are in their states. I do not know him personally, but it is after all, it is an ex officio post. It is co-terminus with the tenure of the Prime Minister. When the Prime Minister has selected an officer of repute and to aid and advise him in his functions, then we should not object it. Everybody in the country know what Prime Minister, Chief Minister, Minister, they used to recruit on their advice. Even retired officers are appointed as private secretary and officers on special duty.
Okay.
So there is no irregularity.
Okay.
So I once again support this
Thank you.
amendment bill. Sir.
Tiruchi Shiva, please take only 2 minutes.
So I rise to support the bill. It seeks to replace the ordinance promulgated to amend subsection 8 of section 5 of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Act 1997, which places certain restrictions on employment of persons who are served as chairperson or members of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India
My allowance.
after demitting office. So the minister, while introducing the bill, very clearly narrated which are the other sectors, regulators in the economic sector, which doesn't place any such restrictions. So taking into consideration the argument or the reasons which he placed, as rightly said, I would like to cite only one point, sir. Mr. D. Raja, while he spoke, he said, if at all this has to be amended, all other acts have to be amended. I don't see any other thing, acts are remaining to amend with such a requirement, and maybe only one or so, and having felt the need to overcome the above difficulties, a need was felt, sir. This must be understood, a need was felt to suitably amend the provisions of subsection 8 of section 5 of the aforesaid act. Sir, with regard to this, as this is the only act which has to be amended, and while the Telecom Regulatory Authority doesn't restrict a person to join a private firm after demitting office after a few years, why not in government service? So, considering this, sir, we consider this ordinance or this bill which has been brought to replace the ordinance promulgated. I support this bill on behalf of my party.
Thank you very
sir.
much. Now, Honorable Minister. Yes.
Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, I'm really very grateful for a very enlightening discussion on this subject. At the very outset, I would like to convey my warm regards and gratitude to all the members who have spoken, from Manishankar Iyer to senior leader like Mayawati ji, to Ram Gopal Yadav ji, to all my friends and colleagues who are sitting here and who have given their very wise suggestions. Sir, at the very outset, let me take certain general points. Basically, three issues have been raised. One, the jurisdiction to have an ordinance. The ordinance provision is a part of Constitution. And when the government comes with an ordinance, the government is exercising the ordinance power given under Article 123 of the Constitution itself, which stipulates three things. A, the President or Mahamahim Rashtrapati ji must be satisfied about the existence of circumstances. Two, an ordinance takes the color of an act passed by the Parliament. And three, that ordinance must be placed before the House within 6 weeks of the assembly of the session. All these three circumstances are in existence in this case. In the very first instance, we have brought the ordinance here. Therefore, it is not unconstitutional. We are following a constitutional route. That's the first thing I would like to say. Yes, someone reminded me of my role as the Deputy LOP, Mr. Rajiv. I am in the Parliament now for the last 14 years. And about 4.5 years in that government of Mr. Vajpayee, rest all in opposition, and now about 50 days in the government. I was just trying to know, in the last 10 years, 61 ordinances came when they were in power. Many of the ordinances were repromulgated when the standing committee was considering the entire bill. We don't propose to do anything like that. We have taken a clean ordinance route and come to the Parliament in the very first instance. Therefore, my oath is also, therefore my oath is also okay, because you question also my oath. The second issue, sir, a lot of things were talked about civil servant with reference to the officer in question. Sir, in India, we have got the concept of civil servant neutrality, who serve the government of the day. Honorable Manmohan Singh is sitting here. The cabinet secretary who served his government is also serving the Narendra Modi government. At that point of time, the cabinet secretary was serving the ideology, the programs and the objective of his government. Now he is serving the needs, priority and element of good governance of our government. That is the case. I remember, sir, a very interesting case which was told to my late father, that Mr. V.P. Menon served for 11 years as advisor to so many governor generals. And when Sardar Patel became the Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister of India, he came to him, "Sir, I have served so many governor generals. Kindly allow me to resign." He said, "Why?" "Whichever file you will see, you will find some adverse note by me, against you, against Nehruji, against Rajan Babu, against Gandhiji. It will embarrass me." Sardar Patel told him, "Wait for 2 days and see me thereafter." He told him, "I give you permission to remove all those pages from the files in which you have given comments against us. If British could trust you, the new India has to trust an Indian for making a new India. Mr. Manishankar Iyer, I am surprised how you have forgotten your great legacy. You have been a bureaucrat. There are other bureaucrats in this house who have served governments. Today, after demitting office, they are in party. They have got the right to take a political position. But so long as they are in government, they maintain that. Therefore, I think that kind of sweeping comments, with greatest respect, is not fair. I will deal with it separately later on. The third issue is issue of why this law for one person. I wish to categorically say, Honorable the Deputy Chairperson, it is not a law for one individual. Because a law is being changed whereby what we are doing, a tribe chairman can be eligible for government office after 2 years. And my good friend Mr. Raj, Honorable Member, the existing law says you can take up a commercial appointment after 1 year itself. We are making it to 2 years, like others. Now, should we presume that there will be no tribe chairman in the future, coming 20, 30 years, whose services will be needed by the government after he demits office? Surely. We know we are going to continue in power for so long. I don't know when you will come, but you may come. Any other officer will be needed after 15 years, 20 years. Laws are not made every day. Therefore, it is not a single, individual, specific legislation at all. It is changing the entire character of the tribe chairperson eligibility and bringing him in tandem with other regulatory bodies. This I would like to say. You mentioned about honorable judges. I am not passing any judgment. I know there have been chief election commissioners who have been members of parliament. I know there have been judges of Supreme Court who have been the speakers of the Lok Sabha. They have done very well. One day, in the collective wisdom of this house, a call has to be taken by the parliament. Should we amend the constitution whereby we also say that Supreme Court judges, High Court judges, chief election commissioners cannot hold any office like the CAG? That's the call has to be taken. But today, when I mentioned that, I was not giving any value judgment. मैं सिर्फ ये कह रहा था, ये संविधान में प्रतिबंध नहीं है. और यही मैं आज भी कहना चाहता हूं कि अगर माननीय न्यायमूर्तियों के मामले में, चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर के मामले में ऐसा प्रतिबंध नहीं है, बाकी में 2 साल के बाद आप काम कर सकते हैं, तो सिर्फ ट्राई के बारे में कहा गया उचित नहीं था. Honorable Mr. Manishankar Iyer raised issues about certain judgments of the tribe or decisions which were sought to be invalidated. I think he has got good administrative experience too, though he's in politics for some time. And there's a hierarchy of decision making. When the Supreme Court sets aside the judgment of the High Court, the Supreme Court is not casting any aspersion on the author of the judgment. The Supreme Court is only invalidating the reasonings given in the judgment of the High Court. Similarly, in case of tribe, the tribe decision is collective by 5 members, out of which 1 is the chairman. Therefore, the TD SAT has taken a decision because TD SAT can hear adjudication upon the decision made by tribe. The Supreme Court can hear appeal against the decision of TD SAT, and we all know many judgments of the TD SAT have been set aside by the Supreme Court. Therefore, it is a part of the process. And with my whole professional experience, I can say that many judgments of Honorable High Court judges, including Chief Justices, have been set aside by the Supreme Court in an adjoining court when the author of the judgment is sitting in the Supreme Court. Therefore, this whole process should be made to the Honorable Member to give critical references about a tribe chairman at that point in time is certainly not fair. Therefore, sir, the real purport of this whole legislation is to bring parity among all the regulators. Namely, I have dealt with all that, I did not again repeat that, from insurance to banking to coal to SEBI to Competition Commission to Electricity Regulatory Authority, that their chairpersons can hold governmental offices after 2 years of their retirement. So this is the whole purport, it is not individual specific. डिप्टी चेयरमैन साहब, मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि यहाँ 2 ऐसे लोग हैं, मेरे मित्र आदरणीय रामगोपाल यादव जी और ढींसा साहब, जिन्होंने उस पदाधिकारी की क्षमता को स्वयं देखा है. मैं उनकी क्षमता के बारे में यहाँ बोलने, क्योंकि मैं उनको जानता हूँ हाल से। कुछ उनके ट्राई के निर्णयों के बारे में बात कही गई, वो स्थिति सच्चाई नहीं है, मैं उसको बताना चाहता हूँ। लेकिन एक बात मैं कहना चाहता हूँ और बहुत विनम्रता से कहना चाहता हूँ, वो 67 बैच के आईएएस ऑफिसर है, काफी लंबा समय हो गया। वो सेक्रेटरी कॉमर्स रहे हैं, सेक्रेटरी टेलीकॉम रहे हैं, सेक्रेटरी फर्टिलाइजर रहे हैं ढींसा जी के अंतर्गत में, उत्तर प्रदेश के कई पदों पर रहे हैं, भारत सरकार के कई पदों पर रहे हैं, विदेश में भी वॉशिंगटन के एम्बेसी में इकोनॉमिक मिनिस्टर रहे हैं, आईएमएफ में रहे हैं, वर्ल्ड बैंक में रहे हैं, एशियन डेवलपमेंट बैंक में रहे हैं। क्या मैं मान लूं कि 67 बैच के इतने पुराने पदाधिकारी को कांग्रेस की कोई सरकार में काम करने का मौका नहीं मिला? क्या मतलब है इसका? ट्राई का चेयरमैन इनकी सरकार ने बनाया था, 2004 में सत्ता में आए थे, उसके बाद उनकी क्षमताओं अनुभव को देखकर ट्राई का चेयरमैन बनाया। अब कहा जा रहा है कि उनको क्यों चुना गया? एक ऐसा व्यक्ति जिसको उत्तर प्रदेश के बड़े राज्य के 2 अलग अलग विचारधारा के मुख्यमंत्री ट्रस्ट करते हैं, एक ऐसे पदाधिकारी जिनको दुनिया भारत प्रदेश में हर समय एक बार यहां भी चर्चा में कभी उनकी इंटेग्रिटी पर सवाल नहीं उठाया गया, उनकी कॉम्पिटेंस पर सवाल नहीं उठाया गया। तो आज जब अगर भारत के प्रधानमंत्री ने इतनी अभूतपूर्व विजय के बाद, और एक बात आप जान लें, और यह बात जानना बहुत जरूरी है, यह संबंधित पदाधिकारी एक दिन भी गुजरात सरकार में काम नहीं किए। यह संबंधित पदाधिकारी कभी भी वर्तमान प्रधानमंत्री से प्रत्यक्ष या अप्रत्यक्ष कोई इनका संबंध नहीं रहा है। इसके बावजूद अगर भारत के प्रधानमंत्री ने उनको चुनने का निर्णय किया है तो उनकी क्षमता और प्रतिभा के आधार पर, अनुभव के आधार पर चुनने का निर्णय किया है। यह बात मैं कहना चाहता हूं। एक मुझे अंतिम बात कहनी है बहुत विनम्रता से। यह बिल कोई राजनीति का विषय नहीं था, चर्चाएं हुई हैं गवर्नेंस की, गुड गवर्नेंस की, ऑटोक्रेटिक बिहेवियर की, कॉन्शियंस कीपर की। इसका क्या मतलब है? ठीक है माननीय उपसभापति जी, यह देश बदल रहा है, यह देश गुड गवर्नेंस की अपेक्षा रखता है, यह देश इंप्लीमेंटेशन की अपेक्षा रखता है, और इसीलिए हमें जो इतना बड़ा अभी जनमत मिला है वो उसी कारण मिला है कि आज हम यहां हैं, कुछ लोग वहां हैं, ये इसी कारण हुआ है। इसमें आपत्ति क्या होनी चाहिए? और एक बात मैं कहना चाहता हूं, और बहुत मैं विनम्रता से लेकिन गर्व के साथ कहना चाहता हूं, भारत के प्रधानमंत्री सारे विभागों का मुआयना कर रहे हैं, प्रेजेंटेशन ले रहे हैं। उपसभापति जी, भारत के प्रधानमंत्री का समय कितना कीमती होता है, इसके बावजूद माननीय प्रधानमंत्री ने मेरे आईटी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक के लिए 2.5 घंटा समय दिया, टेलीकॉम के लिए 2 घंटा समय दिया, पोस्टल के लिए 1.5 घंटा समय दिया। विषय को इतनी गंभीरता से समझ रहे हैं। और अगर अपने गुड गवर्नेंस के लिए वो एक अच्छी टीम चाहते हैं और जो उनके सामने उपलब्ध लोग थे, अगर योग्य व्यक्ति को लेने का निर्णय किया है तो इसमें गलत क्या होना चाहिए? इसलिए रामगोपाल जी मैं आपका अनुग्रहित हूं, आदरणीय मायावती जी मैं आपका अनुग्रहित हूं, बीजेडी का, हमारे एनसीपी के मित्र, माय गुड फ्रेंड डेरिक ओब्रियन, कि they all recognize that the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister must have the right to have an officer of his or her choice to be his or her People's Secretary. तो ये छोटी सी बात थी, अगर इसमें कोई परेशानी थी तो उसको कानून से एक समरूपता बनाते हुए रखा गया, तो इतनी बड़ी बहस हुई। आदरणीय उपसभापति जी, मैं सदन से आग्रह करूंगा कि इस बिल को तो सर्वानुमति से पारित होना चाहिए। कांग्रेस से भी अपील करूंगा कि अपने पुराने अनुभव के आलोक में, सिविल सर्विस की न्यूट्रलिटी के आलोक में अगर उनको उचित लगता है तो इसका समर्थन करना चाहिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
ओके, धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद। यस, नाउ आई शैल, व्हाट इज द मैटर? यू देन यू वांट टू से समथिंग? से ओके। आई एम नॉट, भूल गया,
मैं उसको सुधारता हूँ।
बट आई ऑलवेज रिमेंबर किस नहीं।
You have a special relationship.
बोलिए, you speak.
Sir,
And Mahanta Bhabata.
Sri Ravishankar ji is categorically emphasizing the Honorable House that the Prime Minister has every right to appoint according to choice. We are not objecting for it. He categorically said that the Principal Secretary who is appointed is an outstanding man. We are not objecting for it. So he has spent more time in emphasizing that PM has got every right. Yes, of course, everybody knows Prime Minister must have the right. If we do agree, there is no second thought about it. Only what we said that ordinance, the principle of ordinance is the objection for us. Amendment, nothing wrong. Tri-Act amendment, we don't object. Or appointing Prime Minister according to choice, there is no question of any argument at all. Only question is, the principle of ordinance should be, as I said, Brahmastra, Pasupatastra, Sudarshan Chakra. So it should be rarely and very used. So, Ravi Shankar Prasad ji bhul gaye humko three chakra.
Okay.
So, you must bear in mind, you must use as Brahmastra. Thank you to all.
Okay, thank you. Now, I shall first put the resolution moved by Dr. T. Subbarami Reddy to vote. The question is put. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. I think the noes have it, noes have it, noes have it. The resolution is negative. I shall now put the motion moved by Sri Ravi Shankar Prasad to vote. The question is that the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Amendment Bill 2014 as passed by Lok Sabha be taken into consideration. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We shall now take up clause by clause consideration of the bill. Clause 2 and 3 stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 2 and 3 are adopted. Clause 1, the enacting formula and the title stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 1, the enacting formula and the title are adopted. Now, Sri Ravi Shankar Prasad to move that the bill be passed.
Move that the bill be kindly passed.
Motion moved that the bill be passed. The question is that the bill be passed. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is passed. Now, see, as has been discussed in the morning, the Honorable, yes.
Doctor, thank you.
Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, as per our discussion earlier and as per the assurance given to the House, I have requested the Minister for External Affairs to come to the House and make a statement about the issue about one of the journalists going to Pakistan and meeting the terrorist leader. Honorable Minister is here. He will make a statement. Normally, and sumoto statement is made, there are no clarifications. But this is a statement. This is on demand. But anyhow, I leave it to the wisdom of the House.
Okay. Please, Honorable External Affairs Minister.
धन्यवाद उपसभापति जी। उपसभापति जी, पहले तो अपनी बात कहने से पहले मैं ये स्पष्ट कर दूं कि मैंने कोई सुओ मोटो स्टेटमेंट लोकसभा में नहीं दिया। अगर मैं सुओ मोटो स्टेटमेंट देती तो लिखित में देती, दोनों सदनों में देती, और उसके बाद जो इस सदन की परंपरा है क्लैरिफिकेशंस की, वो स्पष्टीकरण भी लेती, उनका उत्तर भी देती। लेकिन आज लोकसभा में प्रश्नकाल के दौरान एक विषय उठा था जिसको शून्यकाल के दौरान उठकर मैंने मौखिक रूप से उत्तर दिया, और जो उत्तर मैंने दिया वो कल जब ये विषय यहाँ उठा था तो मेरे वरिष्ठ सहयोगी जो इस सदन के नेता भी हैं, श्री अरुण जेटली जी ने वो उत्तर दे दिया था। लेकिन मुझे कहा गया कि आज फिर से ये विषय यहाँ उठा, इसीलिए मैं सदन के समक्ष उपस्थित हुई हूँ और आपके माध्यम से सदन को बताना चाहती हूँ कि श्री वेद प्रताप वैदिक की पाकिस्तान की यात्रा या उनकी हाफिज सईद से हुई पाकिस्तान में मुलाकात से भारत सरकार का कतई कोई संबंध नहीं है। ना पाकिस्तान जाने से पहले और ना पाकिस्तान में रहने के दौरान हमें उन्होंने इसकी कोई सूचना दी, इसकी कोई जानकारी दी। हमने भी जब आप लोगों ने जिस तरह से सुना उसी तरह से सुना। ये उनकी पूरी तरह से निजी यात्रा और व्यक्तिगत मुलाकात है। लेकिन मुझे दुख हुआ कि कुछ आरोप ये लगे कि वो किसी का दूत बनकर गए थे या भारत सरकार ने इसको फैसिलिटेट किया। मैं पूरी तरह से इनकार करती हूँ और पूरी जिम्मेदारी से इस बात को आपके माध्यम से सदन में कहना चाहती हूँ कि किसी भी तरह का कोई संबंध भारत सरकार का उनकी इस यात्रा से नहीं है और उनकी हाफिज सईद से मुलाकात से नहीं है।
Okay, no, see, no, see, 1 second. No, LOP, see.
सबसे पहले माननीय फॉरेन मिनिस्टर का इस सदन में बहुत बहुत स्वागत। और मैं निवेदन करता हूं हमारे साथियों से कि फॉरेन मिनिस्ट्री पर सवाल पूछे ताकि हमारी बहन के तो दर्शन हो जाएं फॉरेन मिनिस्टर बनने के बाद। आपका स्वागत। यहाँ हमारे सदन के लीडर माननीय जेटली साहब ने आपको जहमत इसलिए नहीं दी कि हमें इन पर विश्वास नहीं है। बिल्कुल, ये सदन के लीडर हैं। हमने इसीलिए खाली कहा कि ये विदेश से संबंधित मसला है, ये मुलाकात विदेश में हुई है और चूंकि एम्बेसीज और हाई कमीशंस फॉरेन मिनिस्ट्री के अंदर है और शायद फॉरेन मिनिस्टर को ज़्यादा जानकारी हो सकती है। मैं यहाँ ये बताना चाहता हूँ, हम में से शायद किसी ने भी आरोप ये नहीं लगाया कि वो प्रधानमंत्री का या फॉरेन मिनिस्टर का या डिफेंस मिनिस्टर का एम्बेसडर था या उन्होंने भेजा था। ये साफ क्लियर है, किसी ने, हम में से तो किसी ने नहीं बताया। मैं भी 2-3 दफ़ा बोल चुका हूँ, मेरे दूसरे साथी भी बोल चुके हैं। हम लोगों ने सिर्फ यही जानकारी, और जो भी जानकारी हमने पूछना चाहा, ये खाली उनके इंटरव्यू से उभर के आई हैं जो हम और आप सब टेलीविज़न में देखते हैं, जहां वो महसूस कराना चाहता है कि मैं उसके क्लोज हूं, इसके क्लोज हूं। वो भी हमने नाम नहीं लिए जो इंटरव्यू में आ रहे हैं। हमने ये जानना चाहा था कि अगर वो गया था तो किससे पूछ के गया था। आपने कहा किसी से पूछने गया था, लेकिन ये 13 लोग का जो डेलीगेशन था रीजनल पीस इंस्टीट्यूट, जो खुर्शीद महमूद कसूरी जो फॉरेन मिनिस्टर थे पुराने राष्ट्रपति जी के, उनके ये बनाया हुआ है रीजनल पीस इंस्टीट्यूट, उसकी दावत पे ये 13 लोग गए थे, जिसमें ये भी थे। क्या वजह है कि बाकी लोगों को वीज़ा सिर्फ 2-3 दिन का मिला। 13 जून को ये चले गए, 14 जून को उनकी मीटिंग हुई, 15 जून को दूसरे मेंबर्स लौट आए। लेकिन ये व्यक्ति 3 हफ्ते वहां बैठता, तो अगर 3 हफ्ते बैठा है और अगर यहां हमारे से उसको वीज़ा पाकिस्तान की तरफ से ही जाहिर है, बाकी को बड़े इंपॉर्टेंट लोग हैं, उनको 3 दिन के लिए 4 दिन के लिए मिलता है, इसको 3 हफ्ते के लिए मिलता है और ये फिर वापस बैठता है। एक तो ये चीज़ है, उसकी क्या वजह। दूसरा, जब भी हम पाकिस्तान कोई भी आदमी जाता, एक साधारण आदमी जाता, ये तो एक बहुत बड़ी कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए गए। और आज के दोपहर के टेलीविज़न में ये भी आया है इंटरव्यू में कि हर मीटिंग में जो अब पाकिस्तान से इंटरव्यू आ रहे हैं मुख्तलिफ चैनल्स में, वहाँ से ये कह रहा था कि हर डिनर लंच में ये कह रहा था कि भाई मैं इससे मिलने वाला हूँ, इससे मिलने वाला हूँ। और वहाँ हमारे कमीशन के सब लोग मौजूद थे, उनकी मौजूदगी में ये अलग अलग लोगों के नाम लेते थे। हाफिज सईद का नाम नहीं लिया, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री से मिलूंगा, फलां फॉरेन मिनिस्टर से मिलूंगा। तो जब उनकी मौजूदगी में ये सब नाम ले रहा था कि मैं अलग अलग लीडरों से मिल रहा, तो क्या हमारी कमीशन के लोगों को इसकी जानकारी या इसका ट्रैक नहीं रखना चाहिए था कि ये कहाँ जा रहा है, किससे मिल रहा, क्या बात कर रहा, किसके कहने से कर रहा। तो फिर हमारी जो इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज, मैं उनका नाम नहीं लेना चाहता हूँ, वो वहाँ क्या करती हैं, और ख़ास करके पाकिस्तान में। और अगर उनको कुछ भी नहीं मालूम है तो वो तो और भी चिंता का विषय है कि इस तरह के लोगों से एक जाना माना पत्रकार मीटिंग 70 मिनट की मीटिंग करती है और उनको मालूम ही नहीं। और क्या हम ये जानना चाहते हैं कि क्या हमारे मिशन ने वहाँ से गवर्नमेंट को ये बताया? क्यों हम, ये तो बड़ी चिंता का विषय कि हम लोग, आप लोग, सरकार, विपक्ष टेलीविज़न के द्वारा ये सुने कि एक हमारा पत्रकार जो डेलीगेशन का हिस्सा था वो 70 मिनट हाफिज सईद से मिलता है, और जो कि न सिर्फ भारत के लिए बल्कि विश्व के लिए खतरा बना हुआ, जिसके साथ $10 मिलियन का उसके सर पे क्या कहते हैं इनाम है, उससे मिलता है। तो भी अगर हमारा कमीशन या हमारी इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज वहां से ये भारत सरकार को नहीं बताती हैं कि आदमी मिला है, इससे इंट्रोगेशन करो, तो ये हमारे लिए बड़ा चिंता का विषय है कि पाकिस्तान में हमारी, मैं ये नहीं कहता कि आपकी आज की बनाई इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज पुरानी होंगी, मैं उन पर, लेकिन ये देश के लिए एक बड़ा चिंता का और देश की सिक्योरिटी से जुड़ा हुआ विषय है, इसलिए चिंता। और ये चिंता खाली विपक्ष के लिए नहीं होनी, ये देश, हमारे जो सरकार में लोग हैं उनके लिए हमसे ज़्यादा चिंता का विषय होना चाहिए, क्योंकि कोई भी घटना होगी तो उसकी जिम्मेदारी, जवाबदारी और उसको निपटना आज की जो सरकार है उनको करना पड़ेगा। तो ये भी हम जानना चाहते थे। तो यही 3-4, अच्छा, ये अपने आप को इंटरव्यूज़ में बोलते हैं कि मैं पत्रकार हूँ। मैंने कई राष्ट्रपतियों के, प्रधानमंत्रियों के इंटरव्यू लिए, फिर उसमें छपा, इसमें छपा, ये कल से इंटरव्यू खुद दे रहे हैं, बड़े उत्सुक हैं वो भी इंटरव्यूज़। ये आज का जो फैशन है उसमें बिल्कुल वो फिट हो रहे हैं, एक चैनल से दूसरे चैनल में इंटरव्यू दे रहे हैं और कहते हैं मैंने बहुत सारे इंटरव्यूज़ लिए। लेकिन ये अगर पाकिस्तान की इतनी बड़ी मीटिंग करने के बाद सिर्फ एक हिंदी पेपर में, हिंदुस्तान दैनिक में इनका इंटरव्यू छपा है, मेरी पाकिस्तान यात्रा, लेकिन मैंने पढ़ा नहीं, लेकिन मुझे पत्रकारों ने आज बताया कि एक पेपर में केवल छपा था जो हमारे न्यूज़पेपर से, और उसमें इन्होंने अपनी पाकिस्तान यात्रा की है लेकिन हाफिज सईद के बारे में कुछ नहीं बताया। तो ये छुपाया क्यों है? तो एक तरफ से तो कहता है कि मैं पत्रकार हूं, मैं कहीं भी जा सकता हूं, फिर पत्रकार आके आप हिंदुस्तान में इंटरव्यू भी पाकिस्तान की यात्रा के बारे में देते हैं और उसमें हाफिज सईद की मीटिंग को, 70 मिनट की मीटिंग को गोल करते हैं। तो ये बड़ा फिशी है। तो हमारी आप सबसे, मैं अपोजिशन की तरफ से, अपनी तरफ से ये जानना चाहता हूं कि किसी ने, अब वहां से वापस आया है, इतना पूरा देश में हंगामा है, टेलीविजन में, पार्लियामेंट में, इस सदन में, उस सदन में, तो किसी ने इससे पूछा? क्योंकि जब भारतीय जनता पार्टी सत्ता में थी और एक नॉन मेन स्ट्रीम व्यक्ति कश्मीर से पाकिस्तान गया था, हाफिज सईद से मिला था, तो उस वक्त भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की तरफ से, दूसरी पार्टियों की तरफ से, हमारी तरफ से भी, लेकिन विशेष रूप से भारतीय जनता पार्टी की तरफ से आया था कि इसका पासपोर्ट बंद कर देना चाहिए, कैंसिल कर देना चाहिए, इसको अरेस्ट कर देना चाहिए, इसको जेल में डाल देना चाहिए, इसको दोबारा हिंदुस्तान से, कश्मीर से बाहर जाना। ठीक, मैं उसकी निंदा नहीं करता, बहुत अच्छा कहा था आपने, मैं उसका आपके लिए, उसको आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। लेकिन अब क्यों नहीं इससे कोई पूछ रहा है तुमने क्या किया? इतने टेलीविजन पे ये चल रहा है तुम्हारे इंटरव्यू, और वहां से डॉन के इंटरव्यू, इफ्तिखार जो हैं उनके साथ जो इंटरव्यू कल से बराबर छप रहा है, और उसमें ये कहते हैं कि मैं जब उनसे मिला और मैंने तो कहा कि कश्मीर को आज़ाद होना चाहिए, दोनों POK, पाकिस्तान ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर, और हमारा जम्मू कश्मीर का, ये दोनों मिल जाएं और एक अलग एंटिटी। तो ये बहुत सीमा से, जो लक्ष्मण रेखा है उससे बहुत आगे गया है। तो कोई तो सरकार से इससे पूछेगा, कोई कन्फ्रंट करेगा। जो पाकिस्तान से टेलीविज़न चैनल्स पे न्यूज़ आ रही है, हमारे चैनल्स पे न्यूज़ आ रही है, ये सच है या झूठ है, और इसमें उसका क्या जवाब है? तो यही हमारा माननीय फॉरेन मिनिस्टर साहब से पूछना था। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Okay, now yes, okay, Minister, please. You, Anand Sharma, you want to? Yes, then do it, because Minister will. Yeah. Now one by one. Okay, just put the question.
Well, that's for the chair to decide.
President,
I
pardon?
had raised the issue.
What is the problem? I am aware,
Sir,
but
the leader
Minister
of opposition
considered
has
that. I am aware of that.
asked certain questions. Yesterday we had raised this issue in the House. Today again this matter was raised. We are aware of the statement of the government.
ये तो हटाओ, ये तो उसका.
The leader of the House had
Minister
spoken yesterday
agreed for
and again today.
himself says there can be discussion.
There are certain fundamental issues that have arisen. I will not repeat what LOP has asked for. But I would like to know through you, sir, from the Honorable Minister of External Affairs, this concerned individual
has claimed, this is not our statement, to be acting as an emissary, as an intermediary, as an envoy. Second, he has been there for few weeks in Pakistan, not a day or 2 days. He has met with a large number of people, including the Prime Minister, senior officials of the government, ministers in Pakistan. In Punjab province, again, the ministers and the officials. The meeting with the most wanted terrorist in this country and in the world, Hafiz Saeed, is well publicized in Pakistan and now in India. These meetings took place a while ago. Interviews have been published which clearly are militating against the stated position of the Indian state on Jammu and Kashmir being an integral part of India. There are issues also concerning the national security. Therefore, we would like to know an individual to whom access is impossible by what is supposed to be the most powerful country and an ally of Pakistan, the United States of America, the United Nations, and by the Indian state, who is wanted for some of the most heinous crimes committed and terrorist act against our country.
Put the question.
My question is very clear. When these meetings were held, we have a High Commission there. This person was there. He has known linkages, established links, not claimed. And these are issues in public domain with some key functionaries of the present establishment. Therefore, a legitimate question arises, was the government, knowing what the minister has said, aware, the establishment aware? Did the High Commission in Islamabad alert the government? Was the High Commissioner unaware or aware, and have the statements been conveyed back to the Government of India? Has an official report been sent to the Ministry of External Affairs? If the question is in the affirmative, the answer, why there was deafening silence from the NDA BJP government? This thing has not happened overnight. The silence is intriguing. Sir, this diplomacy which is taking place, we are not saying that whether you have sanctioned anything or not.
Conclude.
But the question is that if these developments had taken place and the government was in the know of it, Parliament session began, it was therefore the duty to share these details, not allow a situation where the Parliament had to question and Parliament had to ask.
Raja.
It's very simple and straightforward, sir.
Only put the question.
The issue has become so serious.
I'll come to you.
The issue has become so serious. Parliament of India has been discussing the issue. My question is, after the issue has become so serious and being discussed in Parliament, has the Government of India contacted our High Commissioner in Islamabad? Has the Government of India made efforts to ascertain the facts? If so, what is that? And what the government intends to do now? Because people are quite agitated, because whatever is being reported, it concerns our security, it concerns our territorial integrity, it concerns our status on Kashmir, status of Kashmir, everything. So, Minister can take this opportunity to explain the House. And I also join the LOP to welcome you, Madam. You are our MEA, and you understand our concerns and explain.
Rajiv.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir. I am very grateful to the External Affairs Minister for giving this statement on the demand of opposition. Sir, all of us well aware that there are certain restrictions for getting visa to Pakistan, and after getting the visa holders can go to only 2 cities, and they will not get any roaming facilities. They cannot buy any
SIM cards without Pakistan identity proof. But this person enjoys all these facilities. That seems there are certain things, some things, hidden agendas behind this. We had a history at the time of the last NDA government. They had appointed Mr. R.K. Mishra as an envoy in the back channel mechanism. Then our apprehension whether any back channel mechanism for this. And my query is whether the government, this is a very sensitive, serious issue, whether the government is ready to constitute an independent inquiry mechanism to inquire about these all things.
Okay.
That is my question.
Mr. Shanwas. Yes.
सभापति जी, कल से जो सज्जन पाकिस्तान डेलीगेशन में गए थे और उन्होंने जो बयान दिया उसको लेकर के इस सदन में चिंता है। नेता सदन श्री अरुण जेटली जी ने और आज हमारी विदेश मंत्री आदरणीय सुषमा स्वराज जी ने स्पष्ट किया और पार्टी की तरफ से भी बार बार स्पष्ट किया गया है कि आतंकवाद से किसी तरह का कोई समझौता नहीं। हाफिज सईद भारत का दुश्मन है, आतंकवादी है, किसी भी तरह से उसके प्रति नरमी कोई भी दिखाए हम उसके साथ नहीं हैं। हमें इस बात की बहुत खुशी है, हमें इस बात की उधर जो कांग्रेस के साथी बैठे, कांग्रेस के साथी वहां पर हैं, मुझे इस बात की बहुत खुशी है आज। मुझे इस बात, अरे भाई आपकी सुनिए, सुना भी करो। हमें खुशी है कि आपको भी आतंकवाद के प्रति, माओवाद के प्रति, अलगाववाद के प्रति चिंता है। नेता विरोधी दल बोल रहे थे तो मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही थी, लेकिन मुझे खुशी तब होती जब आज से 1 महीने पहले जब आप इधर बैठे हुए थे और जब हमारे शहीदों के सर ये आतंकवादी काट रहे थे, तब भी आप वही चिंता दिखाते। जब आप जो है वो सत्ता में बैठे हुए थे और आतंकवादी इस देश में आतंकवाद का तांडव कर रहे थे, तभी आपको इतनी ही चिंता आतंकवाद के प्रति दिखानी चाहिए थी। तब भी आपको उतनी ही चिंता इस देश में आतंकवाद और अलगाववाद के प्रति दिखानी चाहिए थी। जब आप आतंकवादियों के प्रति नरम रवैया अपना रहे थे और आदरणीय विदेश मंत्री महोदया, ये डेलीगेशन गया, ये बात सही है, नेता विरोधी दल ने जो बात कही, मैं भी आपसे जानना चाहता हूं कि ये डेलीगेशन जो गया था उसमें कौन कौन थे? क्या आदरणीय मणिशंकर अय्यर जी जो हमारे सदन के सम्मानित सदस्य हैं वो थे? क्या पूर्व विदेश मंत्री सलमान खुर्शीद साहब भी उसमें थे? और वो थे तो किस मकसद से और किस मंशा से ये डेलीगेशन गया था? कौन कितने दिन रुका? ये सवाल नहीं है, सवाल ये है कि किस मकसद और मंशा थी। प्लीज इन सज्जन की जिन सज्जन पर सवाल है, जिन सज्जन पर सवाल आपने उठाया है उनकी जरा हिस्ट्री और ज्योग्राफी भी जान लीजिए। जिन सज्जन पे सवाल उठाया उनकी हिस्ट्री और ज्योग्राफी सुनिए जरा। उन्होंने कहा राहुल जैसा कोई और नहीं। ये जिन सज्जन पर सवाल उठाया उन्होंने क्या कहा? राहुल जैसा कोई और नहीं। राहुल गांधी जी से कितने अप्रभावित हैं जो सज्जन अभी मैं बता रहा हूं, जो सज्जन अभी हाफिज सईद से मिल के आए हैं वो राहुल गांधी से कितना प्रभावित है ये मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं, ये उनका लेख है। ये लेख जो है वो 24 अक्टूबर 2009 को छपा है, जिसमें उन्होंने कहा है राहुल गांधी वास्तव में गांधी जैसे हैं। उन्होंने कहा है उन्हें राजनीति करनी है, राजनीति कोई खाला जी का घर नहीं है। और राहुल गांधी
You put question only. No, only you can only ask question. Don't make a lecture. Not allowed. You cannot make a speech. Only question. Now, Honorable Minister, pardon. What is that? Sit down. Sit down.
Can you stop it?
No, please.
Stop it.
No. You cannot make a lecture.
He's quoting from us.
What is the problem? No. For quoting it, you should get my permission. See, for quoting it, listen.
सर, उपसभापति महोदय,
He has not taken my.
मुद्दा इतना ही है।
For quoting, you have to have my permission. Listen.
एक मिनट। उपसभापति महोदय, मुद्दा इतना ही है। एक एक मिनट सर
No, no. I will allow you. All of you sit. Please, all of you take your seat. Why do you see? I will allow you. Sit down. No, I can't hear. Now sit. I will call you. Sit down.
Deputy Speaker.
Let them sit.
Deputy Speaker
Let them sit. Then I will.
वो कांग्रेस का नजदीक है बोल रहे हैं
अरे point of order I can't hear. बैठिए आप लोग बैठिए.
सर
If I should hear the point of order, they should
Mr.
sit.
Deputy Speaker,
Please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, the issue is this. जिस व्यक्ति की चर्चा हो रही जो हाफिज सईद को मिले वो राहुल गांधी से प्रभावित है ऐसा उनका आर्टिकल है उसमें हम क्या
No,
करें?
please sit down. Now, Shahnawaz Hussain, sit down. All of you sit down. All of you sit down. Now, please, sit down. I will allow you. I will allow you. Come. I will allow it. Now, Shahnawaz Hussain, before see. So, no, please. No, so Naqvi, please listen. Sorry, I see the point is, if you wanted to quote from a paper, you should have taken previous permission. Now listen. Because this has been disputed as controversial. Therefore, if you want to do that, no, listen, that is it. Second, now only because, listen. Now the point is, if there is no question, if nobody is disputing, chair has no problem. But since it is being disputed, it should have been shown. Now that's what I am saying. No, listen. Because please listen. I want to conduct the house. The whole problem is any member can bring a paper and give a quotation which may contain anything. If the house, when the house is objected to let me see, their chair must be convinced that it is an authentic record. Chair must be convinced. So far, I am not convinced. That is my point. Number one. That is number one. Number two, you are to ask question. Why you never? Yeah. That I know. I know that. That part I know. What is your point of order? No, okay, Anand Sharma. Mr. Anand Sharma, Minister has to say something. No, Minister has to say something.
No, I have a point of order.
I will call him.
Minister cannot take precedence.
No, I allowed him. I allowed the minister.
Sir, only
He is reacting on what I said. I allowed him.
Only one thing, sir.
I allowed him.
So only one thing, sir. Only one
No,
thing.
he is reacting on what I said, so I have to allow that. Sit down.
Only one thing, sir.
Sit down.
You just mentioned something, sir, with the greatest respect, sir. 2 days ago, based upon a news report question, in your presence, I explained.
It was not questioned.
No, other question. On a news report of DNA newspaper. Honorable, the Home Minister was asked to clarify. Here, if the Honorable Minister is asking, Honorable Member is asking certain
Exactly, I am saying
clarifications
that.
based upon a news article of the person in question, the Honorable FM will
Exactly,
reply to
that
it.
is what I am
What is
saying.
wrong with that?
Exactly, that
It
is
is
what
my
I am
tradition
saying.
of this House.
No.
2 days ago.
No.
Just a minute. 2 days ago, I explained to the Law Minister. The Home Minister was called based upon a news report of the certain files being destroyed. We replied to that.
No.
Therefore, 2 days. And you know what happened.
No.
He should be allowed, sir. He should be allowed to speak that.
Let me complete. Please. No, see, please. No, Mr. Law Minister.
Sir, sorry, sir.
Your kind indulgence. See, exactly that is what I am saying. When the DNA newspaper question was raised, if any one of you had questioned the veracity, authenticity of that newspaper, I would have certainly taken this position. But the authenticity of the newspaper, no, please, let me say, was not, let me complete. See, the authenticity of that newspaper was not questioned by you. But here, they questioned They question the very authenticity. That is my problem. That is my problem. No, so therefore, the solution is you only certify that is authentic. Nothing more. Nothing more. You only certify that it is authentic. Nothing more. I am only asking for that.
Sir, I am asking. Sir, I want your protection. Sir, let me complete.
Let me allow the point.
No, let me complete, sir.
No,
I
let
want
me
your
allow the
protection.
point of order.
Sir, I
will give you a chance.
हमने complete
I will
नहीं
give
किया
you.
अभी.
I will
No,
call
I'm
you.
not yielding.
Mr. Naqvi will call you.
Sir, हमने complete नहीं किया है. I want your protection.
I will call you. I allow the point of order. I allow
Point
you.
of order.
I will give you. Baba, that is what I am saying.
It's happening in the House.
Let me hear the point of order, then I will come to you.
Point of order. Minister of Parliament.
I will come to you, Mr. Naqvi.
Point of order takes
I will come to you. No, what
Please.
is this? No, I
Tell
told
them to behave.
See, no, listen. See, while you were speaking, I allowed the minister to speak. You agree? So that is why your speech was curtailed. I said I will allow you to continue. Here is a point of order. Then why don't you allow that? Yes, what is your point of order?
Sir, since yesterday this matter was discussed and we had agreed in the meeting which we had in your chamber, the leader of opposition and myself with the Parliamentary Affairs Minister and some other leaders were present. And we really appreciate that the Minister of External Affairs...
No, point of order, you have to say the rule
After
and point
this, what is happening in the House, my specific point of order...
yeah, please.
Please,
No,
either
please.
you interrupt, you
Please.
want the business to be transacted, so don't do this.
Please.
Sir, it is established, not practice, but under the rules. I'm not referring to what is being quoted by the Honourable Member, Mr. Naqvi. There cannot be any reference to a member of another house which has been made here. I want a ruling and those remarks to be expunged. Those remarks have to be expunged. We will not allow those to remain on record.
Okay, now listen, let me.
Sir, I see a point raised.
No, please.
I see a point in what the deputy leader has raised. If there is a negative or derogatory reference
Yesterday-
to any member of the other
yeah.
house or member
Yes,
who is not
that
here
is
in this house, I do agree. But what he is quoting is an article written by a person. Nothing negative in that. If you find negative,
No,
then
in
you
any
can
case-
there's nothing negative in that.
Okay.
See, sir, just now, please, deputy chairman, deputy chairman, just now,
I know,
sir,
I know, sit down.
sir, the leader of the opposition just now referred to a particular newspaper,
Pakistan Dawn.
both Pakistan and also India. And he said, I do not know the veracity of that also.
News channels also.
News channels also. So that being the case, he is just reading one of the articles written. If it is wrong, then you take him to task. He is saying he will authenticate it also.
Okay.